Hello, how are you guys? So I'm making another video yet again today. I just made the budget video for April and now I'm doing a video request. So people have had the similar questions now that I'm an empty nester and Cora has moved away to Texas. They've had some curiosity about that. So I'm just here to answer a few questions about that, and basically the questions have been how am I dealing with being an empty nester, loneliness, am I scared for my safety now that I'm living by myself, or what precautions do I take, different things like that. There's been several of you that have been curious about that, so I'll just share a little bit. I won't make it too long of a video, but I know in my lives I've mentioned this before, but I don't even really think about as far as safety. Am I scared? Am I what am I doing? Precautions to take so nobody kidnaps me, nobody breaks in my house, or I know that's dramatic, but I don't even think about that kind of stuff, you guys. I'm not really scared to live here by myself. I enjoy my solitude most of the time. I do enjoy interactions and being social also. I'm not a complete hermit, but most of the time I enjoy my peace and quiet. And, it took me a couple days to kind of adjust to Cora and the puppies not being here. And I was a little sad and I was a little lonely, but that's natural. I'm used to Cora being, very close to me, near me, or with me, and now she's not. So I did get a little lonely. I did get a little sad. I would tear up a little bit, but that's all normal. But after the second, third day, I started to get my new routine going, and I started door dashing, so that kind of keeps me busier than I was before. What else? But yeah, I talk to Cora every day. I make sure to at least, text a little bit back and forth. If not, then an actual phone call, or a FaceTime type of call, or what have you. But yeah, we stay in touch, so I know she's doing good. She knows I'm doing good. And as far as feeling lonely, being lonely, I don't typically feel lonely. I don't typically get lonely. And those moments that I do, and I want to be social and I want to be out and go and mingle, then I do that. I go out, I mingle, I talk to people, I socialize. And when I've had enough of that, then I come back to my sanctuary, to my home, and just relax and have the nice quiet and mellow atmosphere, peaceful atmosphere, and just relax. That's what I like to do. I like nature. I like to relax in my house. I enjoy making videos and sharing them with you guys. I enjoy watching TV, watching movies, watching shows. I enjoy music. I get a little crafty sometimes, but I battle with my minimalist mindset and doing crafts, arts and crafts, only because Cora and I have done that in the past and we accumulate way too much, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to accumulate and have too much crafty stuff, even though I do enjoy it. But I'm not trying to go and purchase a bunch of arts and crafts and a bunch of knitting or crocheting or painting or what have you. I'm not trying to accumulate anything. I'm trying to keep my home very clean, very very minimal, as minimal as I can, even though I can get to a borderline minimal prepper/prepper. I don't know. It's a struggle in a way, but in another way I enjoy having almost nothing, having my house look nice and clean. That's another bonus of being an empty nester, you guys. So I try to look at things more in a positive way, in a better outlook, in a pro than a con. So I just try to live my best life, and I don't think about a lot of stuff, you know. Maybe ignorance is a bliss, but I live in my own la la land, in my own happy, you know, more idealistic type of way, and I'm happy that way. I mind my business, and I don't go and butt in people's business, and I just let people do what they do, and I do whatever I want to do. When I feel like being social and, you know, being around people, I go and I mingle, like I said. And when I feel like being by myself, then I come back to my home and I'm by myself. When I feel like being out in nature, I go to the parks, or I go for a drive, or I go for a hike, I go for a walk, you know, what have you. And I go do that. But that's just how I do it. And then as far as like my safety, do I precautions, what do I do to keep safe or to feel safe, or do I fear living by myself or anything like that? And I'm not scared to live by myself. I'm not scared to travel by myself. I've done it before. A lot of times I've been with Cora, but I've also traveled by myself. As far as like being in my house, I'm not scared that people are gonna break in. That doesn't even cross my mind. My neighborhood is pretty quiet. It's very safe. You know, there's nothing 100% safe, but like there's nothing really going on here. You see people walking around, you see kids playing. I know some of my neighbors, not like to the extent that I know like my friends or, you know, my family. It's just more of like a hi bye. We've introduced each other, you know, that type of deal. But, you know, we just kind of semi keep an eye out for each other. But other than that, you know, people mind their own business. They're with their family, and, you know, I stay to myself, they stay to themselves, and, you know, they live their lives and I live my life, you know. But, you know, I think maybe also because I've lived here before, it's a familiar area, it's a familiar city. So maybe that helps too, that I'm not like a complete wreck being here isolated in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, and I don't know a soul, and you know, I fear the shit's gonna hit the fan any day. Like, I don't think that way, you guys. It's just more like I just try to live my best life and be as joyful and as happy as I possibly can, and be productive, and be creative, and just be me. I don't know. I don't think about stuff like that. I just live my life. But like, as far as safety precautions, you know, if I don't feel safe and I'm traveling, or I'm in a certain neighborhood or whatever, then I leave. You know, it's more common sense. You know, you have the ability. I have a key to the van or the car or whatever you have. You know, if you don't feel safe, leave. It's more, you know, common sense stuff. Also, lock your doors. There's been a few times where I've forgotten to lock my doors, and nothing has happened to my van or to me, you know, when I was living in the van. But, you know, luckily, you know, I know God's always, you know, taking care of me. God's always watching over me. So that's another thing, you know, maybe that's what brings me a little bit more peace than somebody else that doesn't think that way. But I'm at peace with that. I know God has my back, like he has my six, you know. But I just don't think about that stuff, you know. I'm just like living my own happy life, whichever way I can. And I'm not always you know, 100% positive and 100% happy, and like nothing ever happens. And, you know, I'm realistic too, right? But I choose to have more of a what kind of mentality? An optimistic mentality. Even Cora has mentioned where you live in your own like fairy tale land, and, you know, you think people aren't gonna do this and aren't gonna do that. And I don't think like that. I'm just like, maybe because I wouldn't do a bunch of crap to people, and I would rather help somebody than hurt somebody. So maybe I think that most people are like that. And you know what I've came across, most people are good people. You know, you have your few bad apples, but most people are good people. They're willing to help you, and a lot of them aren't going to be all up in your business. You know, you keep your distance if you don't want to be surrounded by people, then isolate yourself. If you're ready to surround yourself by people and be social, then you go amongst people where there are a bunch of people, and you socialize, and you go out, and you I don't know, go shopping somewhere, go hiking somewhere, go on some wherever I don't know, wherever people go. Depends on what you like to do, really. But so yeah, like, I'm not really concerned about my safety. I'm really not. I just you just become aware, you know, you just become aware of your surroundings. And if your intuition tells you something and your sixth sense tells you you need to then go. It's that simple, you guys. It really is. Other than that, I just mind my business, and people most of the time, they mind their own business. And if you're somewhere sketchy, then leave. It's that simple. If you can afford to live in a better neighborhood, in a better home, in a better area, in a better state, or whatever you deem better, then do that. And then you don't have to really worry too much about it. Not that nothing ever happens in the best of neighborhoods, right? Because things happen no matter what, everywhere. You know, there's always something. But yeah, I don't get too lonely, and I don't really get too fearful for my life and my safety and all that. And when I do, I make sure to do something about it. And the best thing that I do is it's just basically avoidance. Like, I try to prevent situations. Like, that's basically what it comes down to. Like, experience and preventing situations. And really, where I'm at now compared to where I grew up in Los Angeles, and there's a lot more crazies there. There's a lot more killings and shootings and gangs and ghetto areas and all kinds of stuff that, you know, I grew up around. And like, this is nice. This is nice where I'm at now, you guys. Like, really. And not that there weren't nice areas where I grew up, or near where I grew up, but you know, I was accustomed to all that. You know, when you're, you know, one of them big cities, like, you're used to that. Like, that's just an everyday thing. You know, you don't even think about it really. It's just, it is what it is. It's another day. You know, another day, another dollar. Same day, different. I don't know. It's just another day, really. I don't think about it. Same thing here, except that, like I said, I trust God, and I live my life the way I want to live it. And if I need some excitement, then I go find it. If I need some peace and quiet, then I go find that. Or I come back home, or I'm like, I get it. It's like cyclical, you know. You like, for me, I want to be in a home for a while, and then I get tired of that, and I want to go adventure, and I want to go do the van life, or I want to go experience something else and go on road trips. So I'll go do that for a little bit. Then I get tired of that, and then I want to go back home, or I want to go back in a regular house or whatever. So I go and do that. And then again, I want to take a break from that, or I want to and it's just like, that's just how I am. So consider that more free spirited and like my own la la land that I live in. I don't know, but as far as like my loneliness, my safety, how I'm dealing with life and all that, I try to live my best life. That's all I could say. I don't know. I just try to live my best life and have that positivity and optimism, and I rather laugh than cry, you guys. So that's what I focus on. And you know, we all have our moments of like sadness, and we want to cry, or we just don't want to be bothered, or you know, whatever. But at the same time, you know, you gotta, I've learned to snap out of it quicker and quicker as, you know, the older I get. Like, I don't have time to waste feeling sorry for myself, or feeling down and feeling depressed and feeling scared and all that. Like, I go through my emotions, and then I try to like kick that out of my head and, you know, get on a higher level, higher vibration, higher whatever you want to call it. Like, I just want to be living my best life and appreciating everything that I have, everything that God brings my way, and everything like that. So that's just how I live my life. I don't know. Some of you may think I am like super la la land in my head, and that's okay, because I enjoy what I think and how I feel. So it makes me happy, and that's really that it all comes down to. Like, what makes me happy is what I do. So I will continue to do that versus feeling miserable and depressed and sad and scared, and like I don't like those type of feelings. So I try to reduce those feelings and those type of situations as much as I can, and be like, go away and focus on the better things of life. You know, all the stuff that I'm grateful for, all the stuff that I'm thankful, all the great stuff, just the simplest of things, you know, can make you happy. Like, it doesn't take much to make somebody actually happy if they choose to be happy. But, you know, it depends on the person. But as far as me, I choose to be more, I choose to have more joyful days than not. So I don't know if that answered your questions or not, but if you were curious, that's just how I think. I'm just like, in my own happy world. But I don't know, more, what is that, serotonin? I don't know what kind of chemicals in my brain are more happy ones, but I'd rather be happy than crying, you know. So that's how I choose my life. That's how I choose to be, and that's how I will continue to be, because I like it. It's kind of like coffee. I like it, and I choose to just be that way. It makes me happy, and it fulfills my life, and I enjoy it. So I will continue to do that. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble and go on about all kinds of different la la land and everything. But all right, bye guys. Thanks so much for watching Dia's Frugal Life. If you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe for more future videos. You can also join and be part of our coffee club. We would love to have you. Thanks for all the love and support.